Ivan. I'm the co-founder of Crowdcreate. We're here with two extremely successful entrepreneurs from Japan, Kaze and Hide. Excited to meet them here in Los Angeles. I wanted to hear about their story, their success, and also how you got here.
Hi, my name is Kaz. I'm the CEO of the company called SATS. I have actually several businesses, but I started to my business when I was 25. I started to sell on eBay while I was still working at the full-time job at this regular office job.
Wow.
And after 5, I started to sell on eBay because I wanted to make more money. At that time, the internet started and Yahoo and eBay was getting very popular. So I started to buy from eBay and resell at Yahoo at a higher cost, and I made like $8,000 from first month. And I was, damn, like I gotta do this. And then at that time it was 2004, so no competitors at that time. So 2-3 months, I was only making about $2,500 a month from regular job, and I was making about $9,000 a month from resale business. So I was, yeah, damn, this is good.
And this is while you're at your full-time job.
Yeah. I mean, now instead of more like selling ourselves, I'm still selling, but more like teaching and coaching and consulting. So now I got, I'm one of the only 8 eBay certified consultant in Japan. So I'm certified eBay consultant approved by eBay. So I'm really connected with eBay, Amazon, Yahoo in Japan.
Wow.
Yeah, and then now Hide is very popular in the crowdfunding space, and Hide asked me to, hey, Kaz, I need your help because I speak English.
Yeah.
And then
Your English is very good, by the way.
thank you. I went to school in Vancouver.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Canada. Yeah, me and him is working really good last couple of years, and I think this year we're gonna do even more.
Hi, my name is Hide, CEO of Yuken from Japan. So we are collaborate to work. So sorry, I cannot speak English very well. So he speak instead of me.
Maybe your English is good.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Yeah, so Hide has been working with Makuake from 5 years ago.
6 years.
6 years ago, when Makuake was only 2-3 staff, and then Yotaro, the CEO of Makuake, really trusted him because he believed Makuake when they funded. So Yotaro still appreciates Hide because Hide has been keep sending the clients from all over the world. Because he was visiting all the trade show from 6 years ago, and then he was introducing the client, hey, let's launch the product in crowdfunding. 5 years ago, Makuake was like, I'm sorry, but it's just not really successful.
Yeah.
So even though they listed, the funding didn't really go up. So some of the clients say,
Yeah, what's going on?
what's going on? But now, because all the support he provided to Makuake, they got so popular now.
So I'm curious, like if you're so early in Makuake, like what did you find that was interesting to you? What did you really
So basically,
try?
he knew Kickstarter and Indiegogo was kicking off.
Oh.
So a lot of trend in Japan is coming from US. And even me, Airbnb.
Yeah.
Airbnb was so popular in US, and I was reading an article about sharing economy like Airbnb and Uber, and I saw like it's coming. So I start Googling Airbnb in Japan, and it's not. I mean, I see some of the people offering room, and then I went to real estate. I want to rent a room in Shibuya. It was like
It's a good space.
$4,000 a month, and I started renting it out.
Wow.
And first month I made like $12,000.
That's interesting. So you follow the trends, and it led you to crowdfunding.
Because we are a small player, right? We don't have big capital like big company. So only the thing we can do is move fast. Even though it's kind of gray, we gotta move fast. Airbnb was very gray. It still is.
It still is actually.
Yeah, but we move very fast, and when the owner said no, we cannot stop sharing, and then I quit. I exit.
So same with crowdfunding actually. So crowdfunding has been very popular in the United States and other countries.
Yeah.
In Japan, I know because Japan and also Taiwan,
Yeah.
they're also both trying to create platforms.
Yeah.
But from what I understand, Smokwake is right now getting a lot of traction. And actually, just the IPO recently.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
that's right.
it's a big deal now in Japan.
Yes.
Yeah. So the
Yeah, Makuake
timing is
raised
right.
quite a bit in last month, and now I know they're gonna spend a lot of money on TVs, and then sooner or later this year, people gonna see on TV Makuake in the commercial. Now, this year I think the more people gonna start, more regular consumers gonna start knowing about existing crowdfunding and Makuake, and then they're gonna start more purchasing through crowdfunding for new gadget and all kind of stuff. So I think it's very exciting.
I
the
think
timing,
I think it's interesting if you watch the trends because
Yeah.
crowdfunding is now becoming mainstream.
yeah,
So crowdfunding, the concept, I remember when I was in China 5 years ago, I have to explain what crowdfunding is.
Yeah.
But now everybody knows.
yeah,
And now I'm actually seeing the markets maturing.
yeah,
So this is actually a really good opportunity because a lot of the American brands and
Yeah.
even Chinese brands
yeah,
are, because right now the existing big markets, Europe, US, and China.
yeah,
But now in the Japanese market, it's the society and economy is getting used to crowdfunding.
yeah,
And now it's starting to move in that direction.
yeah,
So a lot of the Chinese manufacturers are now saying, what's Makwake?
Yeah.
They want to know what's going on.
yeah,
I know the recent success with Delta.
yeah,
Delta is one making a lot of money on the Makwake platform
right,
and opening them to, I actually think it's an untapped market.
yeah, and so yeah, still untapped market, yeah. So there are still a lot of opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I'm very excited to get to know. It sounds like Danica from Ventifresh told me about you.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
oh, I gotta meet him.
Yeah.
because I'm very opportunist too. I like to meet people, and I gotta see even, and then I saw you coming into Hong Kong Electronic Show back in October, but you said you don't come.
Yeah, this year
Yeah,
we
yeah.
have so many projects here. But
No, yeah, so that's why I'm excited that I was able to see you in this trip. Yeah.
I usually always go to the big shows.
Yeah, I know
in
there's
Asia.
the demos,
Yeah.
demo in Hong Kong, but
But it's actually really, really fascinating to me to see this market's changing because I see that everybody is watching this new trend.
Yeah.
It's like new markets.
yeah,
And what's interesting that you guys also bring to the table, it's not just crowdfunding,
yeah,
but it's also what happens after
yeah,
crowdfunding. This is another topic that
yeah,
I feel like this is very common, where startups, they come to crowdfunding and they say, wow, I raised $100,000,
Yeah.
I raised $200,000, but
Yeah.
then after the campaign is,
Yeah.
what do I do now?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
that's a question. Every time when you talk to the booth, they say, okay, a lot of Japanese companies now approaching to us, hey, let's do crowdfunding in Makuake, but all they talk about is crowdfunding. They don't talk about any strategy after that. We have been doing all the e-commerce like eBay, Amazon, Yahoo. We are connected with B2B, so we show them the opportunity after the crowdfunding. That's what the manufacturers start interested in working with us because we are showing the opportunity for B2B, Tokyo gift show. We are spending almost like $50,000 for
On the
the booth,
yeah.
and we got so many clients, so they want to exhibit the product that they sold at the crowdfunding. So yeah, I think it's working really good.
Yeah, and I think that brings a new service offering that,
Yeah,
because a lot of crowdfunding, even a lot of crowdfunding agencies, they don't
yeah,
go beyond crowdfunding because they actually, to be very clear, a lot of agencies I know do not have experience
yeah,
outside of crowdfunding.
Yeah.
They understand marketing, they understand
Yeah.
getting people to talk about a project, but they
Yeah.
don't understand distribution
yeah.
models.
It's totally different. Raising money on crowdfunding, and also the general selling on e-commerce, B2B, it's totally different.
Yeah.
Just because you raise $1 million, that might not mean that you might be able to sell on Amazon or e-commerce after that. So yeah, it's very interesting to see. But But I can tell you know more marketing than we do. So,
Yeah.
so I gotta learn from you.
we're all learning together. And
Yeah,
actually,
yeah.
a lot of these things, like for example, this year and at the end of last year, it is the age of the influencers.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now influencers are now a bigger channel than.
Yeah.
Actually, it is almost the biggest channel
Yeah.
for many of
I
our
think
clients.
so. That's why I trying to be myself, became a YouTuber.
I know even the other day, I think there was an article in Financial Times. They say a company's valuation is increased when they have an influencer
Yeah.
on their team.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's
Really?
not just, it's very fascinating. So now it's not just crowdfunding, but also distribution model.
Mhm.
And how do you position your brand to be a target for investor, for
Right.
acquisition?
I see.
And one
That's
of-
very interesting.
Yeah, they just saw that actually
It makes
yesterday.
me feel like I want to continue. Thank you.
There's actually a lot of influencers today where the brands, the manufacturers, will go to them and they say, "Hey, I want to make a brand with you."
Yeah.
They don't do anything. The manufacturer makes everything.
Yeah.
And then they go to crowdfunding,
Yeah.
build the excitement,
Yeah.
and then like a lot of these superstars,
Yeah.
they don't make the product, but they
Yeah.
become the face.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course. Yeah. It's true. It's true in Japan too. Yeah. Influencer marketing is super popular now.
Can you give us an example of influencer marketing that's done really well in Japan?
Influencer marketing. Yeah, I mean, we talked to the YouTuber. We approached the YouTuber and for a product review in exchange of the products or for pay. But we have never really worked with anybody very famous, like actors and actress. But we work with like influencer with, the Instagram influencer or YouTuber. Yeah, we actually reach them.
Okay.
Yeah, I have never worked with like actor or actress in the past. Have you?
We have, but to be really honest, it's the small influencers
Uh-huh.
that have the strongest following.
Still in following.
Yeah. So a lot of times, like basketball stars or even movie stars,
Yeah.
people will recognize them.
Yeah.
But a lot of the buyers that we see,
Mhm.
they don't follow brands because of a movie star or
Okay.
a basketball. They follow the star because they love their journey.
I see.
So a lot of times they follow them from when they're very small.
Yeah. Okay.
And then they follow their story, and then they say, "Wow, I really love her story."
Yeah.
It's not that she's a movie star. It's just I actually love
Yeah.
her story. I
I see.
identify with her story.
I see.
But it's been interesting. I would like to see how influencers are growing in the Japanese market as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe we need an influencer that's a guitar player.
Guitar player,
He's the influencer.
Before.
Yeah. Later on, we're gonna show you all the pictures, all the stuff.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
He's
really?
actually good. I'll show you later.
What kind of guitar? Is it electric guitar?
Yeah, actually. Good.
Oh, okay, I know. This is a rock star
Yeah,
here.
he's a rock star. Seriously, I'll show you the picture later.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's cool. It's interesting.
Yeah.
So what's one thing that's unique in the Japanese market? I guess you can say like crowdfunding in Japanese market that doesn't exist in, let's say, the U.S. market. Like what's one thing that you've seen do really well?
Yeah, because Japanese people, of course, don't speak English. Most of the consumers don't speak English. Oh, but one thing you have to be careful is delay. I know the delay happens in US too.
All the time, actually.
Yeah, but Japanese is very punctual. As you know.
Yeah.
The train comes.
Exactly on
Yeah,
time.
if they're late for 1 minute.
Yeah.
So it happens in crowdfunding. We got really sore comments. The project get delayed on the shipments. Yeah, so and then they ask for refund, that kind of stuff. So you gotta be extremely, make sure that when's gonna be product being delivered. But yeah, I don't know.
手数料が高いんじゃないですか。
The fee is more expensive, 20%.
Oh wow.
Yeah, all the crowdfunding
On the platform.
Yeah. Crowdcreate, green funding,
Average?
Yeah, average.
Wow.
Almost 20%.
Okay, now that I finished my Indiegogo or my Kickstarter,
Yeah.
what's next? And
Oh.
I would love to say, hey, you should also launch it in Makwake. So what's the benefit that a business or entrepreneur will get by getting listed on a Japanese crowdfunding or even Japanese distribution?
Yeah, because Japan is, it's a third largest country in terms of GDP. The US China and Japan, a lot of people has smartphone, internet, and the PayPal, everything. So a lot of like I don't say rich, but a lot of people can purchase, have money. And Japan, as you know, is a 120 million country, and internet's everywhere. So yeah, you can have more sales. You can basically add up more sales on top of the Indiegogo Kickstarter campaign. So it's beneficial to the customer. I mean the project manufacturers. Yeah.
まだでも日本ではそんなにこうメジャーになってないですよね。
In Japan, still crowdfunding is not really well known. Like here, like I talked to the other day, like regular friends, everybody knows Kickstarter, Indiegogo. In Japan, what's Makuake? Still.
これから
So it's coming now.
So it's like a good
We
opportunity.
know because we are in the industry. But if I ask my sister, Makuake, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How about in the US? The Kickstarter, Indiegogo, like you are in the industry.
Yeah.
What about regular people?
Yeah.
Do they know about Kickstarter?
They do.
They do.
Almost everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So it's like a Facebook.
it's like a Facebook.
Okay.
I would say for Kickstarter and Indiegogo, I would say that the people that don't understand, they will have heard of it. So
Yeah.
they will recognize the name.
Yeah.
But crowdfunding, the concept of crowdfunding, is very popular.
Yeah.
So in
Yeah. GoFundMe.
GoFundMe, it's
Yeah.
like, and not only that, but even the concept of fundraising.
Yeah.
It's it's a very understood topic in the U.S. where
Yeah.
people will come together for a cause. Yeah.
I understand. Yeah. In Japan, I think I said not everybody knows. Some people might know about the word crowdfunding, but they think I don't know what does that mean. Kind of thing.
But this is actually the perfect opportunity
Yeah.
because this is the time when when people are starting to learn,
Yeah.
and we saw that with the U.S.
Yeah.
It's like the moment.
That's the time
Everyone started to
the growth
understand.
growth stage is the best time to make money.
Yeah.
I mean the opportunity, and when the industry became more mature and it became more competitive, and price may go down, and then that time to find new opportunity.
多分そのクラウドファンディングビジネスについて日本で初めて書いたのはこの本です。
Yeah. So his book is the first book that is actually talk about crowdfunding in Japan.
Oh wow.
And
Yeah.
he sold about 20,000 copies.
Good book. You should read it.
All Japanese.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
And from my side, because I work with a lot of the investors.
Yeah.
Investors are also looking to see, because let's say 3-4 years ago,
Yeah.
what was really popular was good ideas.
Yeah.
Like you have this great idea, it's going to be the next Uber.
Yeah.
But now a lot of investors are looking for traction,
Yeah.
and they look for traction in crowdfunding.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, if you're successful crowdfunding, it shows the investor, hey, 5,000 people want this.
Yeah.
It's already have a customer base.
Mhm.
So those are more attractive for
Oh, I see.
investors to say, oh, this is a good investment.
Yeah.
So it's also, because we work with a lot of big brands,
Yeah.
like Anchor,
Yeah.
and they use crowdfunding to test new products.
Yeah.
Right.
So they say, hey, we're going to launch a new projector, but we don't know if the industry is going to like it. People
Yeah.
are going to like this 4K tiny container.
Yeah.
So they would test it.
Mhm.
So big brands are also using crowdfunding
I see.
as markets.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think crowdfunding is going to be even more popular.
it's growing. It's growing.
It's
It's a
a
good time.
it's a good way to So a lot of manufacturers do all or nothing, right? In
Yeah.
US, all or nothing.
That's the
Not
way
not
they
all
do
in.
it.
Yeah, all or nothing, and set the funding goal,
Yeah.
and if it's not reached, don't worry about it.
And they don't get anything.
Yeah. They start thinking some other project. Is that right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Because in Japan, most of the makuake we are doing is all in. Because the product's already there.
Mm.
We just have to market. So even though we set the funding goal for like $3,000, something low, and after that we just sell whatever the units we sell.
Because the product is already.
Already produced it's in Kickstarter, it's on the
Oh,
exhibition.
that's right.
It's in trade show, it's already there. So there's no reason for us to do all or nothing. Yeah.
It's very fascinating.
Yeah, it's different. We're basically reselling. Right?
Yeah.
Order to yeah. So it's different because you're working with manufacturers, they got the idea. They want to see if that idea gonna work or not. So they do all or nothing. If they get supported, you manufacture. If not, just don't worry about it. What we are doing is we are trying to import the new gadget from all over the world to Makuake. So products already produced. So we do all in.
So it's like a little different model, but that's almost perfect because a lot of these post-campaign, they want to enter Japanese market, then actually Makuake is probably, or Japanese crowdfunding is a great way. A great way.
Yeah.
Wow. So you also went to CES. How did you like it? What did you see? Any good projects?
Good.
Yeah, great. We mostly spend time at the Eureka Park, which
that's
is
the good one. That's the new stuff.
Yeah, startup section. We don't really go to the convention side because either Sony or Toyota. Or it's great, but I need to find the partners. So you gotta be smaller company, and we found a lot of great products at Eureka Park. I don't see the big trend shift from last year, but still, all the IoT gadget, wearable, augmented reality, VR. So good products.
Good products.
Yeah.
Actually, I think the past few years it hasn't been a big shift.
Yeah.
And I'm almost kind of watching what's the next big. Because remember there was a time when it was like, wireless earbuds, and wow, everybody had wireless earbuds, and then VR, and everyone had VR. I feel like it's like we're in between trends right now. I'm really curious to see.
Do you have anything that's coming out, emerging product?
I'm actually seeing like less about product and more about living. So it's like solutions around the house,
smart home.
So it's not really smart homes, but more creative living scenarios, living structures.
Okay.
So what's growing in popularity here in the U.S. is something called micro living. Micro living. So it's similar to what you have in Japan as like capsules, but adopting it in U.S. because housing prices are going up. And people can't afford a home anymore. So now people are trying to find creative ways, kind of like WeWork, but for housing. So they can share housing. But I'm starting to see this as
so it's still different from Airbnb?
It's different from Airbnb because it's more about like a community.
You actually trying to create a new small capsule.
It's being created right now. So there's companies that are fully funded in the U.S.
They partner with Japanese brand?
No, not yet. But I know some of the concepts are taking from Japan.
I live in Tokyo, and there are a lot of travelers right now in Tokyo, and then all the capsule hotels are occupied by foreign travelers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they want to try, I guess.
Wow, that's funny. And I know Olympics.
Before, all the Japanese salarymen are staying after they keep drinking after midnight and miss the train, so they go to capsule hotel. But now they say they can't go because all the capsules are occupied by travelers.
Oh, I didn't know that.
In Tokyo.
Well, Tokyo is a hot spot.
So
everyone wants to be there. Oh, that's interesting.
Also, like in Japan, a lot of spa and sauna, you can go in with tattoo.
Oh yeah.
Because you present yakuza. But now a lot of foreigners are coming.
So now they allow it.
They started. Prime Minister Abe said, "Well, it's a fashion in
Oh wow,
international
this
company."
is a big shift.
So for foreigners, not the Japanese, but for foreigners,
It's okay.
It's okay.
Oh, I have to tell my friends because we were in Japan and we couldn't go to anything because there's tattoos.
So we trying to welcome more travelers, and Tokyo Olympics coming.
Tokyo Olympics.
And we are still following the very old, like rule that you have a tattoo, represent yakuza, so you can come to the public spa. But it's changing.
Oh, so interesting. Actually, I'm really thankful you guys came here and had a chat with me because there's a lot of perspectives that you see in Japan. I don't see it. Like little details like this, and you can see this is why I think.
Because I'm also in the inbound business, the Airbnb business. So I'm not just the e-commerce expert, but I'm also, as an Airbnb host, I see a lot of trends, and all the travelers say, "Hey, cause I tried that, and, how can I go to, So I see a lot of communication with the guests from foreign countries. That's very interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed this discussion.
Yeah.
You're two very, very smart entrepreneurs.